as you can see. Yes. So, problem. Is it okay if I keep my window like this? My presentation. One note like this. Yes, can anyone just speak? Okay. So this is like in last lecture we discussed. We have started with the transformer unit number 4, where we discussed 3 questions, rather 4 questions. Question number 1 was related to the principal operation of transformer. Question number 2, it is related to the EMF equation and transformation ratio. Question number 3, ideal conditions for single phase transformer. And question number 4, where we have just started with the introduction, that is transformer behavior of transformer under no load condition. Means how the transformer behaves under no load condition. When there is no load condition, how the transformer and transformer parameter behave. So I just keep that particular portion for today's discussion, but I just start my today's lecture with the numerical related to this EMF equation. I already discussed this EMF equation. Like we have derived the EMF equation. You can see this EMF equation as E1 is equal to 4.44 F phi N1. This is EMF equation for transformer. E1 is equal to 4.44 F phi N1, right? Then this is referred to primary side, and E2 is equal to 4.44 F phi N2. So the complete transformation ratio is what? E2 upon E1 equal to N2 upon N1 is equal to V2 upon V1 is equal to I1 upon I2. Please remember this on numerator side, 3 parameters are on the secondary side, or 3 parameters of the secondary side, E2, N2, V2. These 3 parameters of secondary side, but I1 is of primary side because voltage and current both are inversely proportional. That point you have to remember for AC circuit for single phase. The voltage and current both are inversely proportional, and therefore the transformation ratio is E2 upon E1 equal to N2 upon N1 equal to V2 upon V1 equal to I1 upon I2, and that is equal to K. Don't forget this transformation ratio. So there may be a simple single 2 marks question on this transformation ratio. Then where phi m is equal to Bm into A. That is, we have already said this particular equation in unit number 2, magnetization, that is magnetic circuit, where magnetic flux is given by flux density multiplied by cross-sectional area, and therefore Bm can be written as phi m upon A. Now you can see what is phi m is maximum flux in Weber and frequency in hertz or cycle per second. Then flux density is maximum flux density, and its unit is Weber per meter square. Weber per meter square or Tesla. Cross-sectional area A is in meter square. Okay. So these are 3 parameters. Now what is E1, E2 with the primary and secondary induced EMF, N1, N2 with the primary, secondary number of turns, V1, V2 with the primary, secondary supply voltage. Okay. Then I1, I2 with the primary, secondary current in ampere. Okay. Now let us solve first numerical related to this EMF equation. So what generally I do, like what I did in the notes, like I have bifurcated numericals based on the topic. Like if the topic is EMF equation, then whatever the numericals asked in the university examinations, all those numericals are clubbed together and the equations are written. So if you just go through the unit number 4 notes on Google Classroom, you will find this particular pattern. Okay. So now today what I am going to do, I am just discussing this particular section. आज हम लोग ये डिस्कस करने वाले हैं। तो yes, so let us take first numerical. This is our first numerical. Let us write down the given quantities from first numerical. So what is the equation which we are going to use? The equation for this particular problems, E1 is equal to 4.44, okay, 4.44 F phi m n in n1. What is 4.44? It's a number which is derived. F be the frequency, phi m be the flux density, n1 be the number of turns on primary, and E1 be the primary induced EMF. Then similar way E2 can be written. Then transformation ratio is V2 upon V1 is equal to, it is already written, E2 upon E1. It is already said N2 upon N1, and it is equal to I1 upon I2. We have already derived this particular derivation, so please go through that. Okay. Now I just increase the slide size because I need to solve the numericals. Okay. So all of you please keep. Just a second, guys. So this is our numerical, first numerical, where we have to use these formulae. These formulae. So a single phase transformer has a 350 primary and 1050 secondary turns. So given for this particular numerical, N1, as it is said, primary turns, so it means N1 is 350. Secondary turns N2, so it is 1050. The net cross-sectional area is 55 centimeters square. So area is 55 centimeters square, right? To convert this quantity in meter square, it means it is 10 to the power minus 4 meters square. So it means what we have? We have a transformer. This transformer has two sides. Two sides, it means primary side and secondary side. So this is primary, this one is secondary. And both the sides are bound with certain number of turns. This side, the number of turns are N1, which is 350. This side, number of turns are 1050, that is N2. Okay. So N1 and N2 be the number of turns of primary and secondary side. And the complete cross-sectional area, see, cross-sectional area of the complete core is same, it should be same. This is just a manual mistake which I did. The cross-sectional area means this cross-sectional area. So this cross-sectional area is to be same for all the sides, maybe upper side, lower sides, right side or left side. Okay, that's cross-sectional area should be same, and it is always. Now, if primary winding is connected to 400 volt, it means this particular side is connected to 400 volt. So it means what we can write is generally the primary side voltage is V1, and therefore it is 400 volts. Then frequency is 50 hertz. Frequency is 50 hertz. That is what the given, right? Now we already said that E1 is equal to V1. When we derive that EMF equation, we already said E1 is equal to V1. So I directly mentioned here, E1 is equal to V1 is equal to 400 volts. Okay. I think all of you can listen to me properly, and there is no audio or video problem, right? So these are the given quantities. Now, based on these given quantities, we have to find out the unknown quantities, that is the quantities which are asked. The first, maximum value of flux density in the core. Now, flux density is written as B, and it is maximum, therefore Bm. So Bm is question. The voltage induced in the secondary winding. Now, voltage which is induced on the secondary winding is E2. So therefore, E2 question. Neglect of voltage drop and power loss in the winding. So whatever we are saying, E1 is equal to V1. It is basically based on the voltage drops which are neglected. Now, when it is neglected, it means voltage drop is equal to 0. And then power loss. So PL, power loss, is equal to 0. Okay. So let us find out these quantities. Now, first what we need, Bm. But this Bm needs, if I write the expression for Bm from above expressions, what I can say, it is phi m upon A. You may write it as capital A or small a, whatever way you want to write. If you are writing capital A, that is also correct. If you are writing small a, that is also correct. Okay. Now we need Bm to be calculated. Now what is Bm? Bm is equal to phi m upon A. Phi m upon A, correct? Now what is phi m? That is unknown. And in above given quantity, that phi m is upset. So is there any way to calculate that phi m? Yes. We have equation E1 is equal to 4.44 F phi m N1. Now what we can write is, as we need the value for phi m, what we can write is phi m is equal to E1 is equal to 4.44 F into N1. So implies phi m can be calculated. Now E1 is equal to how much? 400 divided by 4.44 into frequency 50 hertz. N1 the number of turns 350. So what do you get? I just use calculator. If you have calculator with you, please use it. In fact, in message I already said that all of you have to keep calculators and notebook and pen so that they can write down and they can simultaneously do the calculation. Okay. Now what I am getting is, okay, just a second. 400 divided by 4.44. Can anyone got the answer? Is there anyone who got the answer? You people listen this lecture very carefully, because everyone the questions are going to be asked on this particular topic. Okay, now this is 5.148 into 10 raised to power minus 3 into 10 raised to power minus 3, and its unit is Weber. So I just convert that unit into milliweber. So can anyone tell me what is that conversion? Okay, fine. It is 10 raised to power minus 3. It means it is milliweber. It means it is milliweber. So we have done with first quantity. Okay, now but still, this is just a maximum flux which we have calculated. We need the value of Bm. So Bm is equal to phi m upon A, which is already written. Now phi m is 5.148 into 10 raised to power minus 3. Okay, now I am keeping this as 10 raised to power minus 3. Cross-sectional area, it is 55 into 10 raised to power minus 4. So what I do, I just adjust that decimal here. So 5.5 into 10 raised to power minus 3. ऊपर में कितना दिया है? 55 into 10 raised to power minus 4. So I just adjust my decimal so that I can write it as 5.5 into 10 to the power minus 3. I think all of you know how to do the adjustment of decimal. So I don't have like time to have that discussion. Let us understand this division. So 10 to the power minus 3, 10 to the power minus 3 get cancelled. So what do you get? So what you have to do? You just have to do the division of this. So it is 5.148 divided by 5.5 is equal to 0.936. I am getting answer as 0.936 Weber per meter square. Weber per meter square. Okay. So I think we got the answer to this particular numerical. First answer, maximum flux value, maximum value of flux density in the core, it is 0.936 Weber per meter square. Now, is there anyone having any question? Anyone have any question related to this? Okay, if not, then I just see the next second part of it. अब इसका मैं second part आपको बता रहा हूँ. What is second part? You have to find out the secondary induced EMF. What is that expression? E2, which is 4.44 F phi m into N2, which is frequency 50 Hertz, flux density, flux, maximum flux 5.148 into 10 to the power minus 3. Number of turns 1050, right? So just do the multiplication. It's very simple. In fact, these calculation needs very less time. Okay, so I am getting 1199.9988. So how much it is? 199 and 200, na? So it means it is 1200 volts. This is my answer. volts. volts. This is my answer. Okay. Now, is there any question related to this? Do you have any question? Do you have any query? Any doubt? Any point to be discussed again? Okay, fine. So, if there is no question from your side, I just take again. See, this is what the numerical which is given. A single phase transformer has 350 primary, 1050 secondary turns, cross sectional area 55 centimeter square, primary winding connected to 400 volt, 50 Hz single phase supply. Okay. So based on that, the given quantities N1, N2, cross sectional area small a, primary side voltage V1, frequency 50 Hz. Now we are saying E1 is also equal to V1, that is for now. Just a second. So now first quantity VM to be calculated. E2 voltage drops are 0 and power loss is 0. VM equation VM equal to 5 upon A. E1 is equal to 4.44 F phi m into N1. So therefore phi m is equal to, we are getting as 5.148 into 10 to the power minus 3 Weber. Now phi m is converted into milliweber. Then we are calculated VM, which is 0.936 Weber per meter square. Then E2 can be calculated by using again EMF equation 4.44 F phi m into N2. Now putting the values, we are getting E2 is equal to 1200 volts. Okay. Now, is there any question related to this? It's 12:55. Now, do you have any question related to this? Okay. Now, other numericals, if you just check, it is of same kind. यानी इसी तरीके के numericals हैं. All the numericals are of same kind, same pattern. Okay. Let us write down the given quantities for fourth. Fourth numerical के लिए मैं आपको given quantity लिख के देता हूँ. Okay. Fourth numerical. Given quantities. Can anyone tell me? A single phase transformer has primary 500 primary. So it means what is given? N1 primary. N2 that is secondary. The area of core small a or capital A 75 centimeters square. So it is 10 to the power minus 4 meters. If the primary winding is connected to 400 volt, it means V1 400, and it is also equal to E1. So therefore, what we can write is frequency 50 Hz. Okay, calculate secondary voltage and peak value of flux density. Secondary voltage V2. That V2 is also equal to E2. So I just said V2 and E2 both are question mark. And peak value of flux density. Peak value means maximum value of flux density. So it means PM. So it means this particular numerical is of same pattern which we have already attempted solve. Neglect voltage drop. So voltage drop is equal to 0. And power loss. So power loss is also equal to 0. Power loss is also equal to 0. And this is your N1. Primary number of turns N1 500. Secondary number of turns 1000. Now similar way, third numerical. I just give you the given quantities. Recording is going on, so therefore recording is going to be shared. If not, you can take a snapshot of it or screen, capture screen, print screen. Now third numerical given quantity. The required no load voltage ratio in a single phase 50 Hz. So what is given? Frequency 50 Hz. Core type transformer is 6600 by 500. So it is a no volt voltage ratio. Voltage ratio is always given in terms of V1 upon V2. Don't write it as V2 upon V1. The reason is that is a transformation ratio. And this particular ratio is always followed for all the cases in power system in electrical engineering. So therefore, there is certain standards. Like if I say, what is the standard frequency for India? Immediately everyone, every student, that student may be a participant, maybe from India, maybe from Maharashtra, maybe from Uttar Pradesh. Everyone will say the frequency of India is 50 Hz. Like that frequency is not changing. It is same everywhere. Same way, whenever we write the voltage ratio for a transformer, that voltage ratio is always written to be V1 upon V2. V1 upon V2. Whatever may be the wherever may be the or whatever may be the value of voltage, but if it is related to transformer, it is always related to V1 upon V2. So V1 upon V2 is 6600 upon 500. So it means what? V1 is equal to 6600. And V2 is equal to 500. 500. Okay. Find the number of turns in each winding. In each winding, you have to find out the number of turns. It means N1 question mark, N2 question mark. Each winding. If the flux is 0.06 Weber, so it means flux phi M. That's 0.06 Weber. Neglect voltage of power loss. So again, same voltage of 0, power loss 0. That's all. Okay. So this is another numerical which is asked. I just write for fourth numerical. Can all of you see this color? Green color. Is it possible to see this color? Green color.
Yes, sir.
Okay, fine. So fourth. ओनली थिंग इज जब मैं उसको आगे बढ़ाता हूँ तो थोड़ा डार्क है like 340 hertz. Okay, now for sorry, this is your second numerical. E1 second numerical. ठीक है, अब second numerical में क्या दिया है आपको? I need to see the bodies. A 10 kVA transformer having 50 number of turns on primary and 10 number of turns on secondary. Parth Pandey is joining now. See the condition. ठीक है. Okay, fine. Yes. So कितना केवीए था? पार्थ की वजह से मैं भूल गया. Sorry guys. I think it was 10 kV. 10 kV. So 10 kV. इसका मतलब आपको क्या दिया है? You have given kVA 10. अब kVA stands for what? किलो वोल्ट एम्पियर. अब इसको आप वोल्ट एम्पियर में कन्वर्ट कैसे कर सकते हो? मैंने ऑलरेडी आपको कहा था. जैसे if I just want to purchase say a sugar, if I say 1 kg of sugar, so 1 kg यानी कितना होगा? 1000 gram. 1 kg of sugar means 1000 gram of sugar. 1 kilovolt ampere or 10 kilovolt ampere, it means 10 into 10 is to the power 3 volt ampere. Okay. Now, what is volt ampere? It is nothing but 10 into 10 is to the power 3 voltage. Ampere means current. That is referred to be a kilovolt ampere. So the simplification is like this. kVA, that is voltage, current, and the given quantity is 10 into 10 is to the power 3. Okay. So this is what given. Now number of turns are also given. On primary side it is 50. On secondary side it is 10. Primary side it is 50. Secondary side it is 10. Now what else quantity is given? 10 number of turns. Secondary is yes, on secondary and is connected to 400 volts. 10 number of turns on 400 volts AC supply. See, 400 volt AC supply, it is not related to secondary, because whenever we say it is 400 volt AC supply, it is always to be considered on primary side. Okay, so here V1 is 400 volt. Now V1 is also equal to E1. Frequency 50 hertz. That you can solve now, right? Okay. Now what else is given? Okay. Calculate secondary voltage, that is V2, full load primary and secondary current. I1, I2, maximum value of flux, that is fine. Voltage of 0, power loss 0. So it means what you have to find? V2, I1, I2, fine. V2, I1, I2, fine. So V2 question mark, I1, I2 question mark, phi m question mark. Flux density they have asked me. Okay, then voltage drop is equal to 0. Because neglect voltage drop, so it means 0. Power loss 0. See, nowhere this voltage drop and power loss is considered in the EMF equation, but later on it is going to be considered. Okay, like इसी पर्टिकुलर यूनिट को अगर हम लोग आगे बढ़ पाते हैं तो इसी यूनिट में इसी ट्रांसफॉर्मर चैप्टर पे that particular voltage drop and power loss are considered. These two parameters are considered. So therefore, it is always better to write this voltage drop and power loss is equal to 0 for this particular EMF equation. And see, in the multiple choice question pattern, this particular pattern is which is adopted by the university is going to have very simple questions on your mind in the examination. Okay, so no worry about like, but the only thing is you have to do the practice. You have to do the practice. आपको practice करना बहुत जरूरी है. So don't think कि भैया मेरा purpose solve हो गया. This is just time being. I am telling you. यानी जो अभी आपको दिन सुहाने लग रहा है ना, it is just सुहाने only for few days. Because when you go for GATE examination, graduate aptitude test for engineers, no one is going to ask you these simple questions which are there in the university. Because you over there they ask the papers are said from the IITs, ISC, Indian Institute for Science, Bangalore, maybe NITs, right? National Institute for Technology, right? National NITs, IITs. So it means the big shots take their papers, say the paper for the GATE examination. Like if this time IIT Powai is handling the GATE examination, means IIT Powai faculties sits that paper. Okay, one more point. Like I just want to give you the this particular point. This is going to be helpful in your in this journey of engineering. If you people want to appear for the GATE examination, I suggest you to attend NPTEL, or I suggest you to join NPTEL courses. NPTEL. I just write it here. अगर आप लोग वो करना चाहते हो तो I just prefer to share swayam.nptel. स्वयं का मतलब है कि मैं खुद, right? So swayam, SWAYAM, swayam.nptel. So I think .ac.in या Google पे आप लोगों को मिल जाएगा. So I suggest you to join these courses. They conduct the courses from I think 10th standard or 11th standard. यानी 11th of school से ये इनके courses हैं, physics, chemistry, maths, biology, etc. And they take it for up to UG courses. All UG courses, up to all UG courses, they do have this. If you want, अगर आपको लगता है कि मुझे इंग्लिश कम्युनिकेशन में कुछ करना है, मुझे साइकोलॉजी में कुछ करना है, मुझे बायोलॉजी साइड में कुछ करना है, बायोटेक्नोलॉजी साइड में करना है, मुझे रिन्यूएबल के ऊपर कुछ करना है, इलेक्ट्रिक व्हीकल्स के ऊपर करना है, every topic is covered in this swayam.nptel. They conduct these courses for 4 week, 8 week, 12 week, okay, 16 week, 24 weeks. They do conduct the courses. Hopefully, weeks for these 4 week, 8 week, 12 week, 16 week, and 24 week. So they do have different courses of different weeks, where one week course module given and quizzes are asked. So module quiz, likewise. And finally, they conduct the final examination, in same examination. But it gives you the idea about that particular course, and it clears your concept of the particular topic, maybe biology, botany, zoology, mathematics, physics, chemistry, like electric vehicles, renewable energy courses, energy sources. So all these sites, all the courses are given in this swayam.in. And if you want to join one course, I suggest you, मैं आपको एक course suggest करना चाहूँगा. If the student wants to join that, I will just take few minutes for this. Just a second. Swayam.nptel. It is swayam.gov.in. Swayam.gov.in. आपने like you just we are into this particular discussion, so मैं आपको यहाँ पर share करना चाहूँगा. swayam.gov.in. Okay, then see, this is going to be helpful in your engineering career. See, they do have these courses. I think all of you can see this. See, animation. अगर आप एनिमेशन में कुछ करना चाहते हो तो एकेडमिक राइटिंग में आपका राइटिंग अगर आपको इंग्लिश इंप्रूव करना है, हाउ टू राइट द लेटर, है ना? कई बार हम लोग को इवन आपको किसी दोस्त को भी लेटर लिखना है, फ्रेंड को भी लेटर लिखना है, तो यू डोंट नो हाउ टू राइट इट द प्रोफेशनल वे, पर्सनल वे, राइट? देन एकेडमिक रिसर्च एंड रिपोर्ट राइटिंग, access to justice, etc., etc. Okay, so I just show you my course where I have joined. I am taking your time, I know, but this is going to be helpful in your engineering career. But after engineering also, if you want, you can join these courses. You can do these courses. There is no age limit. There is no course limit. There is no branch limit. It means there is no limit. And in fact, the fees for the examination, if you want to go for examination, you just have to pay only 1,000. If you want to do the certification course, then only you have to pay the fees. If you don't want to go for certification, then there is no need to pay. Free, you can complete your course. See, I have joined this power system protection and switch. Power system protection and switch. And in fact, one more course is there. If you people want to join that, I just want to share. Okay, fine. So, okay, yes. That course I have already shared. 4th semester of electrical and 6th semester of electrical students. But it is in fact open to electrical, electronics, etc. The reason is, yes, this particular course. Principle of electrical sciences. I just copy down here. Principle of electrical sciences. Okay. If you want, you can just take the help of this. Principle of electrical sciences. It covers the complete syllabus related to electrical. Starts from your basic fundamentals till final year, but all the basic fundamentals are given. So I suggest you to join, and the course starting from 15th August. And this particular course is only of I think 8 weeks. This particular course is only of 8 weeks. So if you want, you can join. हाँ, मैं आपको हेल्प करूँगा. इसके जो क्विजेस रहेंगे, क्विजेस हम लोग साथ में सॉल्व करेंगे. इससे रिलेटेड जो एम सेम एग्जाम है, उसका प्रिपरेशन हम लोग साथ. So you don't worry, everything will be there from my side. Electronics का student हो या electrical का student हो, if she wants to pursue this particular course, that can go. They can go. Even for mechanical, computers, IT, civil, there is no branch limit. I already said. So if you want to pursue this, you can. तो ये हो गया आपका. जस्ट मैंने स्वयं के बारे में और कोर्स के बारे में बता दिया. Because we were talking about the GATE exam. Recording है already, so recording में आपको ये particular site पे मिल जाएगा. Okay, अच्छा, लास्ट क्लास में हम लोगों ने टॉपिक छोड़ा था, वो मैं आपको पहले कंप्लीट करूँ. हम लोगों ने यहाँ पर डिस्कशन किया, हम लोग यहाँ पर इस पॉइंट पे, राइट? तो इसको मैं थोड़ा just a second, guys. That everyone can see properly. So now you people can see this. ये हम लोग already discuss कर चुके हैं, है ना? So now the thing which I wanted to discuss is, जैसे मैंने आपको कहा था कि what is mean by no load condition when a particular transformer has open circuit situation, means when the secondary side of the transformer is without any load. When the secondary side of the transformer is without any load. In that case, this particular transformer is referred to be no load transformer. Now, अब अगर secondary side में there is no load, if on the secondary side there is no load, then how much current will pass through the secondary side? Secondary side current is represented as I2. Now, if there is no load connected, it means the secondary current is equal to 0. इसके लिए मैंने कंसेप्ट आपको दिया था, अगर आपको याद होगा तो, अगर आपके घर पे पावर सॉकेट या सिंपल सॉकेट है, तो आपने कई बार देखा होगा कि अगर पावर सॉकेट में आप कोई भी प्लग कनेक्ट नहीं करते हो, you don't connect any plug with this power socket, the current through the terminals phase and neutral, that is equal to 0. As soon as you connect plug with this phase and neutral and earth, you find the flow of current. Otherwise, that current is equal to 0. Similar way, whenever there is no load connected on the secondary side, the current through that secondary side I2 is equal to 0. Now what we have only current left on the primary side, and that current is generally given as no load primary current. If you remember, we have left with this. So I naught is primary current. This is nothing but the primary current because it is passing through the primary side. So it is a primary current, but under no load condition. So we generally name that current as no load primary current. No load primary current. Okay. Now, whenever current passes through any of the coil, like this is your primary coil, this is primary winding. Okay. Now, when the current passes through this primary coil, okay, that current has two effects. That current always has two effects. The first effect is, the first effect of that current is it develops its own magnetic field. Okay, it develops its own magnetic field. At the same time, the same current not only develops the magnetization but also heat up the winding. So magnetization is one part of that current and heating of the winding is another part of the current. So if single current is doing the dual work, like a dual SIM in the mobile phone, right? One mobile, two SIMs, and therefore two numbers. If there are two numbers belong to that two SIMs, here these two categories, flux and heat, is due to two currents, that is two numbers, and two currents named as IM and IW. What is IM stands for? Magnetizing current. IM stands for magnetizing current, which magnetizes that coil, because flux is developed. If flux is developed, that flux is nothing but demagnetization, and the current which is responsible to develop that magnetization is magnetizing current. And another is working component of current or loss component of current. So there are two components. One component is called as magnetizing component and another component is called as working component or loss component. Okay. So therefore, what we can write is, see, we have V1, we have I0, and we have coil. This is primary winding means coil. If this coil is there, it means it offers certain. See, if अगर वहां पर coil है, तो coil का मतलब क्या है? There is inductor. वहां पर क्या होगा? Inductor. Now what is inductor? What is inductor? That inductor offers inductor hai, because see there is coil. If coil is there, it means there is inductor, and if there is inductor, it means current lags voltage. If current lags voltage, अब voltage क्या है V1, current कौन है I0, so I0 lags voltage V1 by phi naught, and this phi naught is phase angle. Phi naught is phase angle. If this is so, therefore we can write P naught, power under no load condition, is equal to V1 naught cos phi. V1 I naught cos of phi. V1 I naught cos of phi. V1 I naught cos of phi. That's all. P is equal to VI cos. P is equal to VI cos. Simple power. We are just naming back those parameters like P naught, power under no load. V1 primary voltage. I naught, no load primary current. Cos of phi naught. So cos phi is power factor, and phi naught is the phase angle between V1 and I naught. So that is phase angle under no load. Phase angle under no load. Okay. So therefore, this P naught, you can see this P naught is equal to V1 I naught cos of phi naught. And what is that power is referred as? That power is referred as power loss. That is iron loss. Iron loss. Okay. Now, I already said there are two components. One is magnetizing component. Okay. So guys, iron is magnetizing current and IW is working component of it. So these two components can be find out by using the phasor diagram. And for this particular phasor diagram, so I just check whether that phasor diagram is possible in today's class or not. Yes, it is 121. So I just make a phasor diagram and then I'll close the lecture. Okay, so I'll close today's session after understanding this phasor diagram. So how to make that phasor diagram? Phasor diagram के लिए first you need the reference point. To make phasor diagram, first you need the reference quantity, and the reference quantity over here is flux. So you see that flux is drawn here. Flux is drawn here. Phasor diagram, making phasor diagram is very simple. Making a phasor diagram is very simple. Okay, and that is applicable to all the branches. Okay, now phasor diagram. Reference is flux. Now who developed that flux? The magnetizing current develops that flux. So therefore, magnetizing current is in phase with flux. Magnetizing current is in phase with flux. अगर आपको सही से नहीं दिख रहा है, just increase the size of the screen, you will find. The magnetizing current develops that flux. So therefore, iron and flux both are in same phase. Okay. Now we have already said the EMF E1. It is given by E1 is equal to EM sin of omega t minus 90. हम लोगों ने ये already derive कर चुके हैं EMF equation. E1 is equal to EM sin omega t minus 90. तो इसका मतलब यहाँ पर phase angle कितने डिग्री का है? 90 डिग्री का. और वो lag कर रहा है, lead कर रहा है. सर माइनस है, इसका मतलब lag. If it is negative, it means it is lag. So lag कर रहा है, so it means E1 and E2 must be plotted with a phase shift of minus 90. और lag minus 90 कैसे represent करोगे? लिखोगे lag. So E1 E2 lags of flux by an angle, and this is already we have derived from the equation. मैं अपने तरफ से कुछ नहीं ले रहा हूँ. I'm not taking from myself. We already proved that EMF induced lags of flux by an angle of 90. So therefore we are making it in a phasor diagram. Phasor diagram उसको draw कर रहे हैं. E1 E2 lags of flux by an angle of 90. Okay. Now we already said that voltage induced, right? Voltage induced हम लोग कैसे करते हैं? V is equal to minus E d phi by dt. या sorry di by L, या फिर हम लोग कैसे लिखते हैं? I is equal to L di by dt. I is equal to minus L di by dt, या फिर हम लोग कैसे लिख सकते हैं L d phi by L di by dt. Another way is minus N d phi by dt. So it means this current and flux, or current and voltage, ये दोनों साथ में, but current and EMF induced both are in opposition. So if E1 and E2 is on negative y-axis, V1 is to be on positive y-axis. V1 is to be on positive y-axis. Now, one current is magnetizing current, another current is working component of current, that is IT. So if this is working component of current, loss component of current, then that loss component of current must be drawn in phase with voltage. IW must be drawn in phase with V1. Because see, loss किसकी वजह से डेवलप होता है या हीट किसकी वजह से डेवलप होता है? That heat is developed due to resistance. I square R power loss, I square R power loss, resistance. और रेजिस्टेंस के लिए वोल्टेज और करंट का रिलेशन क्या है? वोल्टेज V1 and IW both are in phase. V1 and IW both are in phase. So V1 to be is in phase. Then IW और IM यहाँ से एक पैरेलल लाइन आप ड्रॉ करें, आपको एक रिजल्टेंट वेक्टर मिलेगा. And what that resultant vector indicates? I naught. I already said I naught. See, I naught is having two components. One is IM, another is IW. So IM is on positive x-axis, IW is on positive y-axis, and दोनों का मिश्रण, that is resultant, is I naught. Now, what is the phase angle? See, phase angle is always said in between voltage and current. So where that voltage lies, V1 on positive y-axis, I naught resultant vector. So the angle between the two is 1. And what is 1 is indicating? 1 is indicating phi. 1 is indicating phi. So that's all with this phasor diagram. In next lecture, I think tomorrow I do have a lecture. In tomorrow's lecture, I'll repeat this. Nice. इस phasor diagram को एक बार हम लोग repeat करेंगे. और repeat करने के बाद then I will write the equations for IM and IM. Okay. For today, I think this is more than sufficient. Tomorrow I'll just do the revision of it. Today we have solved 4 numericals. एक न्यूमेरिकल पूरी तरीके से सॉल्व किया and 3 numericals की given quantity, which means means are given, and based on that we can easily solve the numerical. Now assignment number 2 is to solve these 3. Assignment number 2 is to solve these 3. Okay. So guys, that's all I have done with the lecture. If you have any query, please let me know. If you have any query, please let me know. If you don't have, I think you people are really hungry. So you want food immediately after this lecture, right? So whatever the information communicated, it is reached to your brain, and you don't want much more discussion on this particular topic, right? Okay. So hopefully it is there. So now all of you please put your attendance starting from roll number 1 to 10. Fast. Roll number 1 to 10. If you ask about the attendance, every student is ready to put their attendance. It is really good. But whenever you ask them any question, they are not able to give because they are not there. Okay, fine. 11 to 20. Okay, 11 to 20. 11 to 20. Okay, 21 to 30. 21 to 30. After this lecture, immediately you can leave. After your attendance, you can leave. 21 to 30. Okay, 31 to 40. 31 to 40. 31 to 40. 41 to 50. 41 to 50. Madhav, you have given attendance late. Okay, 51 to 60. 51 to 60. Okay, 61 to 65. Lakshmi, 61 to 65. 61 to 65. 65, no, 65. Where is 65? Yes. Correct. Yeah. So thank you very much, guys. Hopefully you understood everything from the lecture. So today's takeaway: 4 numericals, 1 completely solved, 3 hints, and the discussion on no load. Fine. So I just close the recording. Thank you very much.